Hello everybody, and welcome to the Sonic Unleashed LP. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna call the playthrough when this goes live, because this is gonna be a little bit different than usual. Because as you may or may not know, I have actually LP'd both versions of this game before, and leading up to this game through like doing Hero, Shadow, and all that stuff. I did want to try and tackle both versions, but I didn't really know how to do it, like, do both games back to back, like, both versions back to back, but that would feel a little bit redundant in some ways, because like, it's going to be all the same cutscenes and whatnot, and it would probably end up burning me out pretty drastically. So, what I figured would be a better way to do it would just be to do both versions in one go. So, yeah, this is technically a revisit for Sonic Unleashed Wii and HD, and this is still going to be live. This is going to be pretty different from what I'm used to, because I'm going to be switching between the two versions on a semi-frequent basis. So I'm not really sure if this is going to go too well. I'm hoping that it does. I've done some pre-planning, so I know when to switch. So, you know, I guess we'll see how it goes. And I mean, I could have done this post in all fairness, but that's not really how I usually roll. So, yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through this and hope for the best, I suppose. So, yeah. Let's start a new game and begin this. And just so you know, there'll be no cutscene shown in the Wii version's perspective, because that would be that would be really pointless. The only thing you should know is that the Wii version's cutscenes aren't in-game compared to the HD one. So what I mean by that is that the cutscenes that play on the Wii version are basically video files, whereas this game plays the cutscenes in, like, they're played in-game, with the exception of these CG ones. So you're gonna find some slowdown in them sometimes. But besides that, they are generally just cleaner looking, obviously, so yeah, that, and it also just makes more sense to show the HD cutscenes. Yeah, speaking of cutscenes though, like, well, what can I say about this opening that hasn't been said to death? Like, VE Studios, which I believe goes by Mars Animation Planet nowadays, like, they knocked it out of the park with this. Like, especially, well, I mean, say what you will about 06, I guess, but the CG cutscenes in that game were admittedly more of a highlight, but this just blows it out of the water. Like, this just feels like the opening to, like, a big budget Sonic movie, and I still haven't actually seen that yet, so I mean, I've heard decent things about it, but yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I would love, like, a full budget animated Sonic movie though, like, in the style of this, because this is just amazing. And there's so much stuff going over that I'm slightly glossing over because there's so much happening at once. I love the fact that, like, this game just starts and Sonic's just immediately ambushing Eggman's, like, egg fleet, basically. Just in space somehow. I don't know how we got here, but I guess Tails dropped us off.
Sonic! I'm sorry. Really, look, go easy on me. I'll turn over a new leaf, I swear.
Unless he just went super for like 5 seconds to get up, then just de-transformed for some reason? I don't know. I guess it makes for a good surprise tactic. God, look how the like the detail and everything, like, it looks so good. Also, dildo cannon. God, I love that.
Oh, I've waited a long time for this.
But the expressions, the delivery. Like, I'm gonna say this now. I think this and Black Knight, are the best performing. Like, I think they're where the voice actors did their best. Like, not even just 4Kids, but just Sonic voices in general. Like, these two games are where they were, like, at their best, just in general. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about the color stuff right now because that's a story for another time. Jeez, dude. Like, this should have been Sonic's foray into HD.
Success! A brilliant success! It's just as the Gaia manuscript scripts foretold. The entity that was sealed within the planet has awakened. Now I just need to harness its power. Eggman Land will finally come to be.
You've really gone and done it this time, Eggman.
Ah, Sonic, that's a good look for you. Festive. So long, friend.
I like this as well, because, like, Eggman, like, right at the start of the game, like, Eggman is, like, proven to be a legitimate threat. Like, he took away Sonic's super form, drained the emeralds, blew the planet in pieces, and then just chucked Sonic away so he couldn't do anything. Like, that's how you do it. Now, obviously, like, he had let the emeralds fall with him, but as we'll find out later, that's something he doesn't want to admit it, but it's something he overlooked. And I like that even as someone who has a 300 IQ, he does make, like, stupid, hasty mistakes like that. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's nowhere near as bad as 06, obviously, but there are a decent amount of loading screens, so you might want to get used to them. They aren't too long though. They could be a lot worse. And if you're wondering, I am playing this on the PS3, and I believe on the 360 version you can, like, download the game to the hard drive or something like that, which makes the load screens a little bit shorter. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury, but yeah.
What the heck is going on?
We'll make do. Yeah, even, like, in the in-game cutscenes, like, it still looks really detailed.
Are you okay?
Like, the lip syncing is, like, lip syncing especially is really good. Yeah, there'll definitely be a lot more time to talk about the werehog form as this game goes by.
Don't eat me. I taste bad.
You okay? Nothing broken?
Oh, I'm just fine.
Yeah, so
Thanks for asking, Mr.
introduced to a new character.
Mister,
I'm pretty sure everyone knows who this is by now.
looks like things have gotten pretty
I'll
ugly.
let the game
Yeah, look at those teeth.
I'll let the game nickname him soon enough, but I think
Sonic
he's
the Hedgehog.
a very good sidekick companion that can lighten the mood, give some decent
What is
humor,
my
and
name? I don't know. I can't remember.
I think it's humor that's done in a way that doesn't feel too forced, and
Falling from the sky.
it's just
And everything.
it feels natural because that's just the kind of character he is,
Nothing.
and
I can't remember a thing.
it's just kind of entertaining seeing him do wacky stuff in the background sometimes when, like, other characters are talking, and we'll see more of that as we go through the game.
I'm hungry.
Hey, don't worry. I'll help you get your memory back.
Really? You mean it?
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll find somebody who knows you if we look around.
Oh, thank you. You're the best, Mr. Monster Guy. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog. Ha
So yeah, the game has day and night portions, as you can probably guess, and it's not going to be necessarily as simple as just going day night for each, like, area. Sometimes you'll do a night stage first, and then you'll go to a day stage in another place, and it kind of just switches periodically. Alright, and now we're on the Wii version, so hopefully this doesn't become too abrupt or anything. But yeah, in the HD version, as you'll find out soon enough, there are full-on hub worlds, whereas this game kind of has that, but in a different way. For the village hubs, you'll have these weird speech things. Like, you just go around like a menu, a static hub menu thing, and you'll talk to a bunch of random characters. So, yeah, we start off, we talk to Chip, and then we go to our tutorial stages. And if you think the HD version is bad with load times, it's significantly worse in the Wii version, purely for the fact that you have to have a loading screen for each time you enter a different stage, which, well, I mean, it's also the case in the HD version, but the reason why it's worse here is because the levels are separate, they're segregated into multiple stages, or missions rather, so you're going to be seeing this now loading screen a lot more often because of that. Thankfully they're in 10 seconds long, if that, but it does start to wear on you after a while. But yeah, I could be playing this on a Wii U for better quality, but I'm specifically using the Wii, my old Wii, just so I can get the GameCube controller support, because for whatever reason, I don't understand this, but even if you have the GameCube adapter, you can't use GameCube controllers for games that Wii games that support that, and I don't understand why. That just seems really backwards to me. But yeah, this is a little bit more, well, I say a little bit, this is actually quite a bit more intrusive than the HD version at the start, because there's an unnecessarily amount of tutorial stages that teach you one or two specific things, and then it just loads to another mission, and then after all this, then you can play an actual stage. And I feel like they should have just they should have just put you into the actual tutorial stage in general, and told you about all the different abilities through there. Instead of just slowly teaching you them and having Chip stop you in place to just tell you about it. There's a reason why they introduced the hint ring system. It's for people who are more more casual players who don't really know what they're doing, to slow down, go to the hint rings, and then have them tell you about controls or what to do and stuff like that. This is just a really intrusive way of teaching you how to play the game, and I'm honestly not that big of a fan of it. Thankfully, the HD version does exactly what I'm asking. It has a bunch of hint rings. You go through a tutorial stage, and Chip doesn't make you stop in place to tell you something. You have a bunch of hint rings that tell you a bunch of different tricks and stuff to teach you how to play the game, and it's a lot more organic feeling than how this version does it. And thankfully it won't be too often. It's usually only the tutorial stages where Chip teaches you a new move or something where he does this, but otherwise he's usually good about it. He does it a few times in stages, but not enough to get annoying. But yeah, it's just kind of a standout thing in the tutorials. That's just, every time I have to replay this version, I just have to deal with it, and it's admittedly not ideal, but now that we're through that nonsense, we get to play the actual tutorial stage in full, and it's nothing too crazy to write home about, but it's a nice introduction to get you up to speed, I guess, and teach you the general fundamentals of the game. No. Okay, fine, whatever. Actually, no, let's restart. I don't know if I'm gonna get... Okay, no, I'm gonna say this now. This is not a 100% playthrough of either version. I'm gonna try my best to get as many of the items and play as many of the missions as feasibly possible. But if I end up missing something, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I'm gonna obviously go out of my way to try and find as much as I can, and and try to, you know, get a good rank in stages and whatnot. But I'm not trying to be Jura the completionist or anything like that. I'm mainly just trying to go through both versions just to generally see if I can, just to generally see how much of the games I can show off and hopefully make this as seamless as an experience as I possibly can. And yeah, just hope this goes well. Like this game, like the Wii version is fairly easy, well, maybe not easy per se, but it's fairly comfortable, all things considered. And I feel like this is one of the easier Sonic games, this version anyway, whereas the HD version is actually really difficult sometimes. So it's going to be kind of a contrast going between the two.
Sweet.
And got our first S rank. Yeah, there's so much to go over in such a limited amount of time. So we'll, yeah, there'll be time to talk about all these different aspects of the game. And out with the SD and in with the HD. And good lord, what a jump this is! Like, this is still, in my opinion, the best looking like Sonic game. And like, just look at all the detail. Like, there's so much, like the greenery, the all the rock formations and whatnot, and the just general use of color. Like, there's so much detail everywhere, and the first use of the Hedgehog engine, which is what this game uses, just the first showing of it is just amazing. Because like, look at all this detail. Like, even to this day, with like more modern consoles out, like you have PS4, Xbox One, and then you have like the new consoles that are coming out this year. Like, even with that, this game still holds the test of time, in my opinion. And like, man, it's just so good, dude. I love it. And like I said, in the Wii version, the game just puts you in a tutorial stage immediately, and that's honestly just much better. Oh man. I'm sorry, there's probably going to be a lot of gushing in this playthrough.
What do you figure that was all about? The hair and those arms and look
I'll
at the
try not to
Chaos
come off as a
Emeralds.
fanboy, but still.
Is this what you usually look like?
Yeah, this is the real.
Because
Pretty cool, huh?
yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually said
Where'd
it
you go?
on like this channel before, or like YouTube in general, but I've come to the realization that this is my favorite Sonic game.
That there chocolate chip cream sundae supreme is the pride of the city. The whole
And I'm
world
excited
is
to
tumbling
revisit
down,
both
but
versions
they'll
for this.
still line up for a taste.
So yeah, they bring back human characters for this game, but unlike 06, where they were like really creepy and super realistic looking, this game goes the Pixar approach with them, and I think it works with the designs really well. I think it makes them work with the Amphro characters a lot better than the previous games. And if they bring these guys back for like a future title in the coming years,
You say so.
I'd prefer them to
Give me a hand
use
and
this
help
style
look for
again.
somebody who knows
But
you, Chip.
God knows if they actually do that. Also, yeah, Chip. That's gonna be his
I
name.
call you something, don't I? What do you think?
Yeah, Chip. Chip.
I do like that
I
name.
love it. Yum.
Now, what do you say we start asking around and see if anybody here knows you?
Spin! Alright, so now you see what I mean about the Wii version and the weird hub menu crap it has. Admittedly, this is not the most exciting thing in the world. Like, I haven't seen anyone that prefers this setup. Because it's pretty much just you talk to a bunch of random people until you can move on to the actual stage area. And yeah, I guess it makes more sense here, like in some, well, I guess it makes more sense in some areas because like you're trying to find like someone that knows Chip, so going around talking to a bunch of people does make sense. But eh. Although in this version, I don't think this is a thing in the, way too busy for that? What does he say? Okay, you do have to talk to him about this. I don't know if this is a thing in the HD version whatsoever, but, in this version, there's like guardians or something for the, Gaia gates, and you need to talk to those guys to get like access to the stage, the actual like day-night stages. Yeah, like you get the sun and night tablets, and then you get like star tablets in like pieces, which are basically your rewards for completing stages. So, yeah, this game doesn't have, or this version doesn't have,
This place is kinda spooky, huh, Sonic?
like village
If it was
hubs,
just
but it does
me,
have these
I'd
Gaia
be
gates
too
in each
scared to go
of
in.
the areas, and they're pretty nice. Like these are pretty nice hubs. You see these doors here.
Looks like this door won't open yet, Sonic.
Yeah, so this is this version's use of the Sun and Moon medals. You find enough,
Whoa!
and
This room's not like the others, huh? It's all mysterious.
yeah, this is your warp to all the different continent Gaia gates, and yeah, so to getting all the Sun and Moon medals in this game unlocks a bunch of these secret like optional rooms, and those are basically your chance to get a bunch of items, maybe a stage or two, and extra lives, which makes the extra lives thing makes this kind of weird. Like, it's one of the only games I can think of that does this, where you have a what is it? Your number of lives is it basically stays. There's a type of, there's a term I'm looking for, but I can't think of it right now. It's fixed. It's fixed basically. Like, your life counter is fixed. It's always going to be 2, or 3 if you count, since it counts as 0. But it's always going to be like that unless you go through the Gaia Gate doors, which will house like secret 1-ups and whatnot. And you can't actually get 1-ups through stages. Like, you can't get 100 rings or anything like that, which is really bizarre, in all honesty, and I'm not really sure why they made this so different, because, I mean, this version, from what I understand, is developed by Dimps. Like, there's some places that say, like, Sonic Team worked on, like, the night stages or whatever. I don't know how, I don't know how like, what am I trying to say? Like, I don't know that any of that's true, but whatever the case, Dimps helped make this version, and they already made like the Advanced Trilogy and Sonic Rush, the Sonic Rush games, and those games had normal life systems, so I'm not entirely sure why they decided to do this weird system with the lives in this version. But again, this version isn't really too taxing. Like, you won't really get anything too crazily hard in this game until like maybe the very end. So you won't have to worry too much about that. Like, maybe in some of the bonus content, that might be a bit more difficult, unless my memory is bad. It usually is, like maybe I'm misremembering, but yeah, I don't remember having too much issues with this game. I will try to get all the S ranks, because as you saw the first stage, finishing the stage with an S rank gives you 3 moon medals, and that's a massive contrast to the HD one where medals are scattered around stages. This game does it quite a bit. This version does it quite a bit differently, where depending on how well you do in a stage, that's going to be how many medals you obtain. And I think it can actually be broken. What I mean by that is that if you get a rank, you get 2 medals. If you get a B, you get 1 medal, obviously. And S rank, you get all 3 medals, and if you get a C rank, which is the worst in this version, you get no medals. That sounds all fine and dandy right now, but if you get like, I don't remember if this actually works, so I could be completely misremembering about this, but what I remember is that if you get an A rank and you get 2 medals, and then you play the stage again and get a B rank, you'll still get the remaining medal you missed, and I just find that freaking hilarious. But obviously that's not intended, and I could be wrong about this. This might not even be a thing. But I swear I remember doing that once or twice. But yeah, pretty good opening stage, or like pretty good first main level. This is probably one of the more unique opening stages for a Sonic game, because you usually see green, like your general like Green Hill stage, number 50,100 something, or like something like that, or like a I don't know. I guess the adventure games were pretty different, both of them, but even then, like I feel like Abatos really does stick out, and it's probably one of my more favorite opening stages. I really enjoyed the white, just the general like white buildings and coloring. The ocean is gorgeous. Well, I mean, it looks fine in this version, but yeah. It's a very calming opening stage. It's nothing too difficult. Teaches you the mechanics of the game, and it does it in a way that doesn't feel insulting. But it's nothing too taxing. So it feels like a nice intro to the game. Really nice music. I really love the Abator Stay theme here, and oh, damn it, I forgot I messed with the quick time event there. But yeah, this soundtrack is my favorite in the series. So there's gonna be quite a bit of gushing about that. Oh man, look at the difference with this version. Like, oh my god, I said earlier about how Abatos is one of my favorite opening areas to a Sonic game, and just look at this. Like the coloring, the lighting, there's like, was it like global illumination or whatever, and I just got. My god, I just like, I've seen this place a million times before, but I just can't get enough of it. You seem really jolly about that, good lord. Do you say anything else? Yeah, okay, you don't. And you can terrorize people for absolutely no reason. I guess not the ice cream man. Like, there's no reason to do that, ever, but it's funny. And I don't think I can go back. Yeah. So yeah, this game brings back hub worlds that SA1 and 06 had. And while I like the SA1 hubs fine enough, the ones in 06 were just unbearably huge for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and they didn't really house that much of interest. Whereas in this game, each continent has a hub world, and they're fairly compact for the most part. They aren't really that huge, and it's pretty easy to get around them, and they house Sun and Moon medals for you to collect, so there's an incentive to explore them, and sometimes a NPC will give you access to side missions. Here we go. Yeah. So yeah, there is a good reason to explore these if you want to get like the full experience, if you will. And yeah, there's one thing I will say though, in 06's favor, and yes, I am actually gonna say something good about 06 for a change, is that that game made it very clear what NPC gave you a town mission, whereas this game doesn't really do that. You're kind of just expected to explore and just talk to a bunch of people, and it's not always super clear which characters are going to give you a mission or not. So you're kind of just expected to look around and talk to a bunch of people, like I said, which is a little bit annoying admittedly, but I don't mind it too much. Like, these places aren't too big, so it doesn't take very long to talk to everyone anyway, so it could be much worse. But if they did do like a HD, not HD, but if they did decide to do a remaster of some kinds, or like a re-release in general, some added feature to let you know if a character is gonna give you a stage would be really nice. But God knows if we ever actually get something like that, because they seem to be allergic with re-releasing this game for whatever reason. Like, the Xbox One has backwards compatibility with it now, but besides that, not really. They haven't really done anything, which kind of sucks. Like, people are begging Sega for a piece, like a Steam release of this game, and that would just be amazing. Like, imagine like this game with no frame drops or anything like that. Yeah, restopped. I'll try not to do this too much, but I am very perfectionist with this game, and I tend to restart fairly often if I mess up. I'll try not to do that too often, but yeah, that's just something that I tend to do in this game. Well, most Sonic games in general, if I'll be honest. Yeah, just God, I don't want to be a broken record, but like, this game just looks absolutely gorgeous. And like, get this smooth medal, and you want to actually slow down here because, if I'm not mistaken, if you like get out of the, like, move around somewhere. Like, I know there's a moon medal around. Yeah, I think it's up here actually. Yeah. Yeah, I had to go quite out of your way quite a bit for that, so it can be easily missed. Probably not going to get a good rank because of that now, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay, I'm teaching you that you need to slide, and you get rewarded for a moon medal for going on the top half here, and brings back the rail grinding. And funnily enough, the HD version, like, you'll usually end up seeing the whole three Rhine rails in one pathway, like this, so you like keep jumping between them. In the Wii version, as you'll see pretty soon, it rarely has rail switching in that game, and you'll mostly be seeing it in this one. And I'm not really sure why that's the case, but it is something to keep in mind nonetheless. But yeah, again, this is a really good opening stage, and just God, I don't know who the composer is for this soundtrack or like the individual music pieces, but God, they're so good. And I'm a failure, apparently. Yeah, I need to keep remembering that you don't have some abilities at the start. So that's another difference between this and the Wii version. There's upgrades in this one, like similar to Adventure 1 and 2, where like you had your bounce bracelet and stuff like that. In this version, like the HD version specifically, you'll get some upgrades in hub worlds later on where you can do the stomp, the light speed dash, and so on. Whereas in the Wii version, you get all that right from the start, and depending on who the type of player you are, I suppose, you're gonna prefer like one or the other. I personally actually really like the whole getting abilities later on mechanic. Not mechanic, but you know what I mean. Because it gives you more of an incentive to replay levels, in my opinion. So like find alternate paths and whatnot, and I like the feeling of growing as a character. That being said, though, I don't mind the fact that the Wii version gives you everything right away. Like, that's totally fine, and there's merit to that as well. But if I had to choose between the two, I would pick the way this version handles it, personally. Yeah, we missed a moon medal somewhere, but it's all good. Again, I'm pretty much just focusing on I'm pretty much just focusing on the items I can find and remember. I'm not going for 100%. And obviously I'm not going to replay stages for items we couldn't get before, because that would be kind of redundant. This is not meant to be a Banjo-Kazooie LP where we get every collectible.
Still no luck finding anyone who knows me.
Don't worry about it. Maybe your memory will come back on its own. Remember anything yet?
Nope.
Oh well.
Sonic?
Werehog time, boys. Wow.
Whoa. Mr. Monster Guy is back.
So when the sun goes down...
Also, shoutouts to Jason Griffith for this game, because he had, like, apparently a strapped throat throughout the recording of this game, and just imagining that, and having to put this, like, really gruff werehog voice on top of that, that just kind of...
It's hopeless.
The idea of that alone just kind of hurts my throat.
We're doomed.
Mister? Hey, mister! Hey, don't cry. Ice cream. How about some more of this super tasty stuff?
What good is ice cream at a time like this?
Yeah, well, the whole weird spirits coming out of him. That'll be a plot point a bit later, but that won't be touched on for quite a while.
But it could be useful.
Da-da-da. Look at that guy in the background, what's he doing? Like the ice cream man is having a mental breakdown, and here that dude is just chilling.